Hey everyone, this is Neues Ziel, and what you are looking at right now will be my next project, namely the high-grade Universal Century RGM-79N GM Custom. This kit was released in January of 2011, so it's a very new kit. And on the side of the box we get two pictures of the completed and painted model, which are very nice, front and back, and the box art again. On the other side we have information about the rifle, the hands, and the stickers. In this case these are probably decals. Some nice poses, the weapons, and some general information. Inside the box, upon opening it, we are first greeted by the A-plate, which comes molded in several colors: red, clear orange for the head, two yellow parts, and this off-white seafoam greenish blue color, I don't know what to call it, which is the main color of the kit. And we also get some polycaps and stickers. No dry transfer decals for this kit, obviously. We get two more runners in the main color, which are identical runners for the feet and legs. And we get two dark gray runners, one for the rifle, shield, feet, and the other one contains parts for the hands. Then we also get two pink clear beam sabers and a big dark gray runner with parts for, I'd say, the internal frame, even though it doesn't have a real internal frame, but for support, feet, and other parts. The instruction manual has nice cover art. Starts off with a nice pose of this guy with information about the suit in general, I guess, and the weapons. And this page contains information about one of my favorite series, Gundam-0083 Stardust Memory. And then we get instructions covered on 4 pages, even though really the main assembly is covered on less than 2.5 pages. This kit goes together very easily. And then on the back we get just a couple more shots that we already saw in the box art of the completed kit in cool poses, and a color guide. Before I actually start assembling this kit, I would just like to share how detailed some of these parts are with you. I haven't built a high grade in a while, so I wasn't expecting this level of detail, but the GM has a lot of panel lines. I'm going to be adding more, but most of these panel lines are really crisp. I mean, I hope you can see how good this is, but look at how crisp that detail is. It's just really nice. I'm really pleased with this kit. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and a lot of the reasons why I think it's going to be so fun is because the level of detail already on this kit that I then again don't have to add anymore. That's just going to save me a lot of time. So a lot of these parts are looking really good. Some of those vents there, I hope this is focusing. This is really nice work on Bandai's part for this one. And one thing I also love is the hands. These are, the plastic is hard. Sometimes we get softer plastic for the hands, which annoys me because those are harder to paint, but look at the detail in those hands. Hold on, there we go. Look at that. Those are gonna look awesome. So that looks really good. Now I'm gonna start assembling this kit. Alright, so now that I've finished assembling it, I'd just like to quickly go over some of the things that I like or dislike about this kit. This kit went together really easily. It only took me around a day, which by my standards is pretty quick, because usually I like to take a lot of breaks. And I think it looks pretty cool. If you aren't planning on painting this guy, it'll only take a bit of lining, well actually quite a bit of lining, seeing as it has a lot of details to line. But if you just do that and apply all the stickers that you get with this kit, it's going to look pretty good. some of the bad things. Let's start off with this rifle right here. If you can see this, the hand is actually a hand that consists of two pieces, namely this little piece here, which has the thumb and the front parts of the fingers, and it attaches onto the other part of the hand. And when he's holding this thing, because of the cartridge right here, he can't move it around a lot, but if you just slightly move it so that pressure is applied to this smaller part on the hand here, it breaks off really easily. So that's probably going to get better due to paint, but I might just have to glue that. Another thing I dislike, which is kind of a major thing, is the fact how the legs back here are assembled, meaning that we now have two seam lines, well actually three. We have one on each side here and one on the back here. Damn it, there you go. We have three seam lines to fill on each leg, which is pretty annoying, seeing as in general there only have to be two. But I guess the reason why Bandai did this was so that we wouldn't have to deal with a seam line going straight through these vents right here. And in terms of that, I think that was the right decision, but it's just kind of lame that we have three to deal with now. So I hate filling seam lines, and I guess that's the main reason why I dislike this so much, but you know, whatever, I'll have to deal with that. And another thing that will make painting a bit difficult is the fact that this interior or internal piece for the arms right here, this gray one, you can pull the top piece off like this, which is great for painting, but the bottom one, it's hold on, let me just separate the arm right here. You can't pull it out because it attaches to this, what is it, a peg in there, and that means I'll have to paint this first and mask it off, and then, you know, fill the seam line here of the arm, and then paint the arm after that. And that's just a big hassle and a bit unnecessary, I think, because you could have just, Bandai could have just designed it so that you could pull this out really easily for painting. And now this guy's a bit disassembled, but whatever. That's pretty much, well, one more thing that I dislike is, I don't know if this is only exclusive to my kit, but I doubt it. If you look here, there's a big gap between these front skirts and the side skirt there, so that's due to this gray piece in there, which everything attaches to. So I might just sand the front part down by maybe 1 to 2 millimeters so that there's no gap anymore, because I'm not really considering separating these front skirts because it's all one piece, obviously. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So usually this would be the part where I discuss what I've got planned for this guy, but because this video is already getting a bit long, and I am planning on doing quite a few modifications on this guy, it would just take too long. So what I'm going to say briefly is panel line scribing, custom paint scheme, and a few other details I'll be adding. That's pretty much what I've got planned, and you'll see more on that in the first whip video of this guy, which I'll probably upload sometime within the next week, maybe in 1 week, because these modifications might take a bit of time. Another thing that I would also like to mention here is that I'll be entering this guy in V-Night, TC, and Meads' contest that they're hosting. If you don't know what that is, I'll post a link here to the video and also to the thread on Gundam-Eclipse. And one of the main requirements for that, of course, is that it's a high-grade Universal Century kit, which is not more expensive than 3,000 yen. This guy costs 1,300 yen, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, you're not allowed to start it past the starting date. Excuse me, the opposite. You weren't allowed to start before the contest started. And to prove that I started this thing after that first contest was posted on G, I'm gonna attach a photo at the end of this video of the unassembled kit next to my PC screen while I was photographing that thread. So I'm going to start working on this guy right now because there's a lot to be done, and hopefully I'll see you guys in one of my next videos. So take care until then.